What's up guys, Damien here, and as you could probably tell by the title, today I'm going to be bringing this AoLong version 1 into the 21st century. So where I got this was at Heartland Championships a couple weeks ago from a good friend named Josh. His channel is actually Jahua, and I'll link that down in the description. You should definitely go check it out. He's been uploading a ton of content lately. But anyway, my plan for this is to completely take it apart, wash it, re-sticker it, magnetize it, and see if it performs anywhere as close to as well as modern speed cubes. Now, as you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, the AoLong version 1 was my main for a very long time, and I just love the buttery feel of it. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like an original plastic feel from Diam. It's just a super soft feeling 3x3, and I really enjoy solving with it. But anyway, let's see what I've got to take care of this. First things first, I've got a bowl of soapy water to take care of the pieces because I'm pretty sure it's pretty gunky in there. And I also have a new hardware set, so that'll come in handy because the springs are kind of worn out on this. Then finally, I've got some 5x1 magnets, some super glue, and some new stickers. So first things first, let's get this thing disassembled. Probably not a good sign. And look at the state of that core. I'm so glad I've got a replacement. That's rule number 1 of cubing, by the way. No matter how clean your cube is, there's always a hair wrapped around the core. In this case, 10 or 20. And the pieces aren't in much better shape. It looks like it's been lubed probably 30 times, solved maybe 10,000, and never cleaned. But that's definitely not a reflection on how Josh takes care of his puzzles. I know he has a massive collection and takes care of all of them. I think he got this from somebody else recently. So now I'm going to unsticker everything, and for the life of me, I cannot find a plastic razor anywhere in my apartment. So it looks like it's going to be just my fingernails. So this could take a while. Okay, so now everything's unstickered. So now I'm going to clean the pieces, and they really, really need it. Look at this. This cube is gross. Okay, so I've come to the decision that since I'm replacing all the hardware anyway, I'm just going to let all the pieces soak and then dry them out afterwards because this is pretty gross. All right, so look at that disgusting water. After all of that and the cleaning and wiping and everything, as you can see here, I've got all the pieces out, but they're still a little bit wet. So of course I've got to dry them off, but that shouldn't take too long with this blow dryer. And then I'm going to start magnetizing. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got all the pieces magnetized. I did run into one small problem, and that is, if you can see right here, the magnet is actually between this peg and the wall of the piece. Now for that reason, I know now that that's how AoLong version 1 edges are made. Well, there was one edge in this puzzle that had these ridges like you see on the right side between these pieces and the wall of the puzzle. Now, I took apart an AoLong version 2 and found out that that was actually an AoLong version 2 edge. So whoever had used this puzzle had just replaced an edge with an AoLong version 2. So unfortunately, I had to cannibalize from my original AoLong version 1 that this was my baby. But for the project, I took one away. So if you guys happen to know anybody that's selling an AoLong version 1 or would be willing to just part with an edge, let me know down in the comments because I'd really appreciate it. So now all I've got to do is put these pieces back together, put the hardware and the core together, and sticker it, and we'll see how it turned out. So small oversight and correction. I didn't put the magnets on this side because of the connections between the pegs and the wall, but when you put them like this, they have to fit right there. So I just took a soldering iron and put it in there and got rid of that wall. And now the edges fit together just fine. Okay, so I'm getting ready to put the last piece in here. And I wanted you all to be here for first turns. Okay, wow. Something I was a little bit worried about might be the case. It's a little bit heavy. Now this is not a light puzzle anyway, but the magnets just add a little bit more weight to it, and it's kind of it's got a lot of momentum, if you know what I'm talking about, whenever you're turning a face. But that's not bad, so let's get it stickered and do some solves. So final thoughts on this project. It's definitely not something that I would want to repeat due to all the work you have to do on the edge pieces. And the same problem is still there, as you can see, with the corner twist. That's what caused this puzzle to be put out of production in the first place. Made famous by Felix's 5.33 world record DNF. But I do still enjoy the feel of the soft plastic. I can remember solving this puzzle, why I used it in the past, but it just feels like an old cube because that's what it is. Even with magnets and new hardware, it still feels dated. But that's something that I expected, and I'm just happy to have brought this puzzle back from where it was. And to be completely honest, it's still a better puzzle than the last two die-in 3x3s that have came out. But I'll have a video on that shortly. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and as always, you'll hear from me really soon. And I promise it'll actually be soon this time. Talk to you guys later. Bye.